Josh, I'm not gonna lie. Those ears are doing something for me.
Like good or bad?
Like 15.
He's looking at you
You're like 15.
coquettishly.
You're like 15% more attractive with those ears.
Well, I keep
Nice.
And I already thought you were ridiculously attractive. So this is a lot going on right now.
You like all my extra hair? It's No Shave November. Welcome back to another episode of My Mom Has Tourette's podcast, where this week we find out that one of our mothers slammed somebody's head in a car door by accident. I'm Josh.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Josh. Welcome back, boys. It's been a couple weeks.
It is not apple cider. Yeah! I love it.
Oh, sorry. I'm thirsty.
How big is that
How
one?
long have you been just waiting for this to start so you can do that?
What's the size? Tell me what it says.
Josh wins.
5 gallons.
It's a water cooler.
Nathan, you gotta beat 5 gallons, bro.
I don't know if I can.
Double fist them.
You know them big blue barrels that people collect rainwater in? We're going to have to get one of them.
Oh my gosh. That made me
My
so
wife's-
happy.
My wife's going to have to pick it up by the bottom and help me drink it, tilt it up in the air.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Okay. I hope everybody had a lovely 2 weeks. We weren't able to
Yes.
record last week because one of us was sick.
Andrew, how you feeling?
And, whoa, okay. We don't call him out here. on the show.
Completely unrelated, but I'm fine. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm doing
man.
good now. I'm doing better.
Yep,
I had
indeed.
some really juicy chicken that I'm pretty sure wasn't cooked all the way last weekend, and yeah.
Never mind.
Tourette's?
I have sources telling me otherwise about that juicy chicken.
And I could be wrong, but I don't know what else it could have been.
The juice was blood.
Oh, nice.
Now, as Joel corrected me the other day, it's not blood, it's some protein or something. I forget the term of it.
The juice was some
Yes.
protein or something. I forget the term of it.
Even
All
better.
right, so anything interesting happen? I got some stuff piled up.
We know.
Oh yeah, in your butt.
Aw.
Whoa!
That's my prison
What happened with
Okay.
my week? I don't know. Andrew, what happened with your week? week.
Let's see. So I tasted some chicken that may or may not have been undercooked, or something was undercooked. Ended up getting sick.
Nice.
But I was at a Halloween party that I didn't read the invite to. Wow, this is going on for a hot minute. There we go.
For the audio listeners,
Oh.
Josh just took like a 15-second drink from his 5-gallon jug.
It's
that
strawberry
he's drinking
lemonade.
out of. He flavored
Did you
it, too.
flavor that water?
Yes.
Nice.
All right, Andrew, continue.
Nice.
I poured water out of my water cooler into my water bottle, poured
Hey.
that into that, and then flavored the water and mixed it up.
Thanks, Andrew. Back to Andrew.
You're welcome, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't know which side I'm on over there. But yeah, I went to a Halloween party that I didn't read the invite that I was supposed to dress up, so I didn't. Yeah. That was pretty much all I did last week. I didn't do anything crazy. I smoked some pork to bring there, and that was really it. Had a
Nice.
good time at the Halloween party. Got to see some people I haven't seen in a while. And yeah, that's about the extent of it. Didn't do too much, but it was a good time. It was a good
Sounds
time.
like it. Certainly sounds like it.
Indeed. How about yourself, Nathan?
So I've just been working and coming home, so that's cool.
Nice.
And we had last weekend. We went to my wife's family's house, her aunt and uncle's house, and we just chilled out, ate some good food, played some games. So that's always a good time. I wore a shirt that is yellow and says "Pretend I'm a pineapple," so it worked out
Nice.
for me. My wife was a shark.
Do.
Well, she was not a baby, but
Was she a grandma?
Was she a mama shark? Do you have something to tell us?
Was she a tiger shark?
we're revealing it on the podcast today. But
Often misquoted.
Yeah, really. But apart from that, it's been chill. We had the Whooper Community Day today, so I caught some Whooper. That was cool.
Nice.
Whoopa!
I have to say that based on how the families that are related to the people in this podcast are, don't be surprised if somebody mishears part of this podcast and is like, oh, Nathan and his wife are pregnant.
I know. We're just going with it. I'm not bringing it up again. If someone texts me out of the blue and is like, I'm going to be like...
Just say thanks. That's it. Don't say yes
Yeah.
or no. Just say thanks.
I do like that, actually. Just keep it going. People like posting on Facebook and stuff.
Let's see how long you can get away with it. She's 7 months along now.
I can make a TikTok.
Exactly. No, we didn't listen. You're not gonna start like chopping up my words and like making sentences saying things I never said.
Oh, buddy, there's no chopping up there. You basically just
No.
Big pause.
No.
Big boss.
Joshua, how about you? What's going on with you? Wait,
Are
All
you
right,
pregnant,
so-
Josh?
Andrew didn't talk
Yes.
about Michael in the water bottle.
Oh, you're right. That's where it happened,
Sorry,
though.
Josh.
I left my ginormous water jug bottle, my 2-gallon thingamajigger, at their house, at Joel's house, because it still had a bunch of punch in it, and Michael was all, hey, I want that punch. Let me just take that home. And I was like, okay. So he's going to clean it and give it back to me at some point, which maybe never, but,
Probably never.
we're all good at that,
Indeed.
stealing each other's belongings. He has all of my dice
Indeed.
still.
What has he done with them?
I don't know.
All right. Josh.
Epic pause.
Did anybody watch The Witcher?
Negative Ghost Rider.
I
Nathan?
watched the first 2 seasons, and when I found out that
What
Cavill
what
was
was it
pulling
called?
out, I just didn't continue.
what was it? What was it called when he claimed? What was the term when he claimed the right, and then what's her face became his child?
Oh crap. Hey wife. When
It looks like he's talking to Princess Peach.
when
If she turns around, I'm losing it.
Me too.
When the Witcher man claimed the right of something and took, was it Ciri? No, who was it? Maybe
Yeah,
it was their
Ciri.
kid.
Well, that's her name, yeah.
No, not you,
Claimed the
Siri.
right of something and like the right of in that court, and he became father of Ciri, or like the keeper of.
I'm gonna Google it.
Claimed
What was it
birthrights? I don't know.
How did Geralt
You remember? Yeah, Geralt. Thank you.
claim Circe?
The
Not
law of
so-
surprise.
You're combining some shows here, bro.
Thank you, wife.
Nathan, I claim the law of surprise.
Can you do that? You can't just do that, can you?
It's been done. Nobody set
Just
rules.
did.
I can't say I was surprised by it because we just spent 3 minutes trying
That's-
to figure out what it was.
It's the law.
Surprise!
Oh, crap. I gotta call my lawyer.
All right, so this
Better
week,
call Saul.
not this week, but last week, which was supposed to be last
This
week. Yeah. I was sitting at the truck stop where I swap trailers,
Mhm.
and this truck pulls in to get fuel. And I'm looking down at my phone. I was either reading a book or on my phone. I can't remember.
You were on your phone. You don't read much.
I do. I've been reading lately. I've been reading 4 books at once.
This is his newest ADHD
Dang.
I said asphyxiation. It's whatever. He's drowning in books.
Hey, I like that.
But this guy just started walking through the parking lot. And I look up and I saw him. I'm like, I wonder where he's going. And then he started getting real close to my truck. And I'm like, he's getting real close to my truck to be walking to another truck. So in my mind, I'm like, he's going to come over here and talk to me. I don't want no part of this. Guess what he does? He comes over and he talks to me. And so he's like, so I roll the window down a little bit. I'm like, yeah. Hey, man, I was wondering, could you come out here and smell the inside of my trailer and tell me if it smells like fish? And I looked at him. I'm like, hold on a minute. What? Did you just ask me to get out and come smell your trailer? He's like, yeah, I want you to come over here and reassure me that it don't smell like fish anymore. Nah, bruh, I'm good. No, you won't get out and help me? Nope. No, I don't want to come smell your trailer. I don't know if it's a euphemism or you actually want to help, but I'm pretty sure it's something you can do because either it smells like fish or it don't, you know? Like, if it's fishy, it's fishy. If it's not, then you know it's not fishy. So
you made the right decision because this is how you get taken to a second location.
Yeah, and it was getting dark. And you know the rules of kidnappings and money exchanges. You never go with the kidnapper to a secondary location.
Yes, sir.
Did you watch that Adam Sandler movie too?
I think that's just a rule of life. I don't know if that Adam Sandler
because it was in the Murder Mystery 2 book movie. All right. Okay. So that was really weird. Super weird. I passed Thomas the Choo Choo Train on the highway.
Nice.
He was being towed by another truck, and they had a plastic bag over his face. So 2 of us are being sophisticated. Asphyxiated.
Sophisticated asphyxiation, man. We're doing some fancy chokings around here.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes to where I need Nathan's help. I've already talked to him about this. But I don't know why, but I started to take notice that
Nathan is not a licensed therapist.
The BMW X3 has very specific looking taillights.
Oh, yeah.
And do you know what they look like, Andrew?
What do they look like, Josh?
Energy swords from Halo.
Dope.
They're really cool. So I don't know if that was
really
accidental design.
They're cool, though.
Yeah,
it would be cool if Halo wasn't trash.
Ooh. Good thing we're going to be talking about that in the gaming news.
Oh, gaming news!
Not yet. No. Back it up. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I think Josh probably has more.
I have one more thing before we get into gaming news, and this is our interesting topic of the week.
Is this a new segment we're doing?
Yes, we talked about it 2 weeks ago.
I don't remember talking about this.
Me neither. Josh talked about it with himself.
Any of you heard about Simpsons predictions?
Yeah.
Nope. On to gaming news. Just kidding. No, I have heard of that, though. Yes.
So, the Simpsons family is made up of several characters. The main characters are Homer, Marge, Lisa, Bart, and Maggie. Each episode is filled with the Simpson family interacting with other residents of Springfield, including guest stars that appear in some episodes on The Simpsons. Yet what intrigues viewers is how some events were predicted by The Simpsons writers at least 5 years before it happened. So what did The Simpsons predict? Could it be that The Simpsons really predicted world events, or is the world just following The Simpsons script? Here's a list of 20 predictions that happened in The Simpsons. I won't go through them all. But number 20 is called a submersible disaster. It's about a submersible disaster, about submersibles disastering in the water.
Disastering.
And the episode was season 17, episode 10, which aired in 2006.
Sweet, Stevens. Wow, that show's been going a long time. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And The real-life submersible disaster just happened back in June.
Indeed.
Another one, malfunctioning voter machines. Season 20, Episode 4 aired in 2008. And that happened in real life back in 2020.
True.
Got smartwatches. Season 6, Episode 19 aired in 1995.
Oh.
And now we absolutely have smartwatches.
That one I'd say is pushing it a bit, because if you want to get technical about smartwatches, we could say 007 has predicted the future then.
I mean,
Because they've had smartwatches for a long time.
Yeah, but
Trek,
no one's gonna recognize 007.
What?
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 Not when it comes to predictions.
No one's gonna recognize 007.
Oh,
man. All right, here's another one. Is this a prediction or following suit like the smartwatches? Lady Gaga in the Super Bowl, season 23, episode 22, aired in 2012. In 2017, Lady Gaga performed at the Super Bowl.
Well, she was pretty famous for about 10 years, so that makes sense.
Here's another one. Walt Disney and Fox merger, season 10, episode 5, aired in 1998. And the merger happened in 2021.
Color me surprised? If
What
that's
color
what you
would
want
that
me
be?
to do. I don't know. Not surprised.
Trump presidency, season 11, episode 17, aired in 2000.
Yeah.
Oh.
They've been trying to get him to run for a long time.
Have they?
Yes, the good old repubs.
You know, just pandemic.
Just like that, we're gonna go down all 20 of the list.
No, you got Murder Hornets, which happened a couple years ago, and Tom Hanks endorsing the U.S., and then legal refine. Yeah, we're not going that way. All right, so that's it for Simpsons predictions.
Simpsons predictions.
All right, let's go to gaming news.
I think that's. Oh, okay. All right, gaming news time. Goodness. That was such a quick transition here. All right, so our first one. Is this the right? Do I have the right thing pulled up here? Let's make sure. Yeah, dude. Thank you.
Good job, guys. You guys are doing great today.
So, Josh is a thirsty boy. And Andrew, my goodness, so much water coming around here. So, all right, Blizzard announces next 3 expansions in World of Warcraft, the World Soul Saga, BlizzCon 2023.
They're telling the future.
Yes, they are telling the future. So yeah, I guess today at BlizzCon, today being November 3rd, Blizzard announced it's the 10th, 11th, and 12th expansions in the MMORPG World of Warcraft, which I'm sure none of you have heard of. And like I said, like the title said, it's World of Warcraft, the World Soul Saga, and the first one is going to be called The World Within, coming next year. So that's pretty cool. I've never played World of Warcraft, but I know lots of people are super into it and have been for. He's petting his horse, and I just hiccuped. This is going well.
You haven't played World of Warcraft?
No,
wow.
I've never touched it. Have you?
Wow.
No, you've never played on PC. No, so no, you haven't either.
I have. I never played it at my house because I didn't have a PC at the time. But
I guess I made wild assumptions there. So yeah, looks like the World Within will send adventurers inside Azeroth to subterranean kingdoms where Nerubians and an allied race called the Earthen Dwarves await. So they're going to learn a little bit more about that later on once that starts to come out. But that's pretty cool. Good for them. Good for World of Warcrafters. And so there's lots of stuff on the horizon. I like just seeing Josh, but there's no sound coming, but he's clapping. All right. So on to our second article here. Overwatch 2's next hero is Mauga, the game's first Samoan hero. Boy, he's just a big, strong man with 2 big old Gatling guns, so that's pretty hype. I guess he's a heavy assault tank character, which is interesting. For those who know Overwatch, I love very much. Looks like he has. Oh, okay. So there are a number of heavy artillery weapons. One is an incendiary chain gun, and the volatile chain gun. Looks like he has lovingly nicknamed them Gunny and Cha Cha. So that's cool. But yeah, Overwatch is still putting out new heroes. They're doing it like every few months, which is ridiculous because they're going to eventually just have 50. Like, is there going to be a point where they say, okay, we're done? There's so many heroes in that game. What's up?
First of all, how many characters does Super Smash Bros. Have?
That's different.
Like 70 something? Yeah.
Why is that different?
Because I said. Mauga also has an unstoppable...
Second question.
What's up?
Why are they allowed to have a shirtless character in a video game, but I can't do the podcast without a shirt on?
Josh, you are not doing the podcast shirtless. Stop advocating for this. This will never happen.
If I got tattoos on my chest,
stop trying to make fetch happen.
If I turned my nipples into eyeballs.
Okay, we can do a shirtless podcast.
Don't finish that.
Yeah,
I don't know what you were going for with that.
We're done with that, Josh. It's not happening.
Enough.
All right,
I'm shutting this down.
I answered my questions.
So apart from his big old guns, literally and figuratively, Mauga also has an unstoppable charge move called Overrun, which has him rushing through the battlefield and literally nothing in the game could stop it. No amount of crowd control abilities, no anything, nothing can stop it. Which is interesting because Orisa has a move, I believe, called Fortify, where nothing can affect her. So it's an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. I guess they're gonna pass right through each other. Cue Vsauce music.
Or he just takes it with him. Because technically it's stopping it, but at the same time it's not stopping him. So like it's just gonna...
Immovable.
So it's not stopping him.
It kind of is.
I'm gonna slap you. Article 3 is about...
this is a good one, boys.
Halo Infinite. Oh boy. So Halo Infinite is a game near and dear to my heart. The Halo series is as well, and I will say Halo Infinite is a wonderful game to play, but it has been greatly affected by heads up in the company of 343 Industries trying to make as much money off of it as possible, since it is a free-to-play game now. At least the multiplayer is. You still have to pay for the campaign. However, Halo Infinite dev 343 explains shop price hike. Quote unquote, this isn't necessarily what everyone wants to hear. So basically the microtransactions in the game, which were already considered by most in the community to be really high, like a lot higher than they should be, although lots of games these days do that, like Valorant is a bad one, that you just spend like, you could spend like the price of a game for like a single skin or something like that. It's wild. But yeah, shop prices were raised after 343 added multi-core functionality to customization content. What that means is there are certain things in the game called armor cores, so you can have like different Spartans that are all dressed up differently. Good old Spartan dress-up game. But essentially you can have different Spartans set up in different ways, different configurations of armor pieces and such to give them all different like character and that sort of thing. But the game started where essentially you couldn't have visors or helmets or anything used across the different cores. Like each core had specific armor pieces that were designated for that core, and then you had to like use them differently. Recently, well, a while ago, they made it so like all visors could be used across all visor colors could be used across all helmets, but recently they have finally made it to where you can actually use different helmets across any core, which is good, but also something that many people say should have been in the game since the beginning, so it's kind of a pain to talk about with the Infinite fans. But regardless, since they did that, they've hiked up the price of items in the shop by like a good bit, and it looks like that was since Season 5, which dropped a week ago or so, almost a week ago. So looks like Brian, he goes by Sketch with a 7 instead of a T. He's a community director, And he has explained what happened, saying the developer is attempting to maintain a level of consistency across items in the store. And for those items that will be multi-core enabled for the future, shop prices on many offers have been changed in conjunction with multi-core functionality being added to customization content. With Season 4, we saw new shop offers reflect a new pricing model to account for new coatings being multi-core enabled. With Season 5, many previously released coatings and all helmets in the game were updated to work on all cores, and those shop offers were adjusted to reflect these changes, and to have parity with Season 4 offers. At the same time, the team went ahead and made proactive adjustments to offers that included shoulders, since they'll be multi-core enabled in the future. So cool, they're going to make shoulders then multi-core enabled. They're really drawing that out. But blah blah blah. This is a really long statement, but in the end,
it doesn't even matter. Try so hard and get so far.
Thank you, Josh. It's very... this whole statement is very fluffy. Let's call it that.
Like
where he's trying to skirt around saying that...
Skirt.
Like the base price of the offers were increased, and so the current sale price is lower than the new normal price, but without that context, I can see where it leads to confusion, because they were seeing like items listed that were on sale that were more expensive than like base items before this update. So it sounded ridiculous, and I just
it is.
I just love the game. I think it's fun to play, but I think I would never spend money on the customization stuff. They give enough free stuff in the game I can enjoy to my heart's content without having to buy all the special premium stuff.
We want our money back.
Nah, I think 343 is pretty all right. I think I don't think it's the developers as much as like the higher ups who are trying to make money for the game. They're very different teams. Like the people actually sitting down and making the game. What?
Why did you sound like a bundle of wasps? Like that was so weird.
A bundle.
I'm gonna have to re-listen to that because I don't know what a bundle of wasps sounds like.
I heard
exactly
a sheep, but I like a bundle of wasps much better.
Nathan, let me hit you with a question.
All right, we're done with gaming news. If Josh wants to talk more about it, that's fine. But that's pretty much it. Like, cross-core apparently makes the items more valuable. What's up, Josh?
Is it Infinite where the new Battle Royale is? How does one play that?
It's a custom game mode made in Forge. It's not
Have you
like
played
Halo.
it?
No. So basically what he's referring to is Forge in Halo Infinite is better than any Forge that they've ever put in any of the games. And we could say that every single time they put a new game out. Halo 5 had the best Forge out of any of the games before that, and now it's even better than ever before. They've even gotten to the point where they've added scripted enemies, where you can actually script and make your own. Essentially, if you wanted to, you can make your own map, set enemies in the map, do like cutscenes and stuff. Well, I don't know about cutscenes exactly, but essentially they've added like scripting in a way where you can pretty much make your own campaign. Like it's ridiculous what they've done with Forge. You can create anything you can think of. People have made like Minecraft and it looks like Minecraft, but in Halo Infinite it's absurd. The Forge is amazing, but what one group of people I guess did recently, I don't know how recently, but Forge only dropped a few months ago, so it would be rather recent, is they created a Battle Royale game mode in Halo Infinite where a bunch of Spartans drop in and you actually go across a map. You know what a Battle Royale is, good old Hunger Games Battle Royale kind of thing. And it's like its own actual separate game mode, but you'd have to go to like custom games browser, I think, to play it. I've not touched it yet, but it is cool what I've heard. Like it's really cool that the people are able to do stuff like that. It's almost like it's insane because Forge adds such another layer to Halo.
Layer
to Halo.
Layer.
The community can make like new games inside a game. It's pretty fantastic and I love it. But if I'd be happy to no, I can't ever play with you, Josh, because you are only available.
We can play tonight.
Weekends. Can't. I'm hanging out with my wife.
Wow, just get rid of her.
Can't. Sorry. End of gaming news. You guys are really making me have to like have to like go in the editing and cut stuff because we have these long dead air pauses that just don't need to be in it.
I can fill it with noise.
Work.
Yeah, we'll just use a bunch of crickets. Every time it gets quiet, we'll just have cricket and it won't matter.
Work. Let it work. Nathan, your screen looks like a pot of chocolate melting.
I'm sorry, what?
You bundle of wasps.
I can't. That was incredible.
So what's next, fellers?
It's the new game.
Talos Principle. Get that game out of here.
Listen, it's wonderful, and the second one is apparently incredible, and I can't wait to play it.
I bet
is that a fishing lure in the water?
It's an ant.
Oh, it's an ant. The boy ant.
Boy ant. Yes, indeed. Yes.
Oh, I like it.
Indeed.
Leave it. All right. Oh, hello.
That's better. Whoops.
Oh, I'm so handsome.
Don't get distracted by me.
Oh, it's your mom.
Oh, this is the one with Tourette. Oh, that's your mom, Josh.
This is ridiculous.
What's ridiculous is how this game went this week. Am I right, boys?
Yeah.
Segue.
Thank you.
Thank you
for the segue. We needed that. For those who are interested, actually, I think a fun thing we could do is people watching this podcast, if you want to get the game that we are playing and play along with us and kind of like be caught up to us, you could get Alan Wake and you could play up to episode 2, and then we'll talk about episode 2 next week and kind of like do an episode each week. If you're interested, that is always something that might be fun that our audience could kind of like play along with, maybe a game they're not aware of, and it would help keep them from being like spoiled, because we're definitely not worried too much about spoiling people. Like, we're going to be upfront that, oh, we're playing this game and we're about to talk about this game. So if you don't want to get spoiled about a game, you can just skip this segment. But if you ever wanted to play along with us, that might be a fun thing. Maybe eventually when we get more viewers, we'll have like a whole thing where people play along with us. But that is just something I wanted to bring up because it might be cool.
Dang right. All right, Andrew, how'd it go? Do you like it? What are your thoughts? What happened?
I don't think I've played it enough to say whether I'm like super into it or not, but it's interesting. It seems like it's going to be up my alley. It's definitely a game that's going to be playing with your psyche. So should be fun.
Yeah, so the fact that we had 2 weeks, I was operating under the assumption that we were going to be talking about the first 2 episodes of the game. So I played the first 2 episodes of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh has already finished it because he has no self-control, and his wife also told him to. But I've finished the first 2 episodes, but we'll just have to talk about the first one. Andrew, have you only played the first so far? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. I just, I thought we were doing both.
I've played and beat episode 3, so I'm on 4.
Okay. All right.
Why do we do this podcast, guys? We're never on the same.
Because
I wish we could be.
Played episode 1, and then I was like, I want to play a little bit more. Beat episode 2, and my wife was like, I want to see you play this at night, and I want to watch you, and I want you to turn your speakers on so I can hear it. And then so I had to play episode 3 while she watched.
Had to.
Happy wife, happy life.
No wife, no life.
Yeah, in the future, I would like us to be more on the same page of how far we are in, so that we don't take like I said, we're going to be talking about this when we're only going to be talking about what happened in episode 1, but both of us know what happened further, and with Josh, he knows more than even I do. So we have to not take.
I won't go into it.
I know, but it can be easy to let our opinions on the game be swayed the further we play in.
Nah.
But Andrew only has the experience of the.
I've already have my notes built out for the next 3 episodes.
Okay, all right. I mean, the fact that you write them as you play it helps too, because if you only speak on those, then you know.
All right, Andrew, hit me with that breakdown.
That sounded like a motorcycle on the highway.
It was interesting. So starting out, I felt like I was not giving the game a fair chance. Not because I didn't want to, because it seems interesting.
Like
but
while you were playing? Like you had a preconceived notion about it?
Not necessarily. I was just looking through and I was like, well, I don't know. I think it's the way that they're kind of revealing the story behind the game. because as you play, obviously, you start reading and finding those mementos or memoirs or whatever they call
Manuscripts.
them. Yeah. And one of those big M words. And, it kind of tells you the portion of the story you're playing through as you play it. And it just, I don't know. I think it's a great idea if it's executed well. I'm still not thrilled about it because it seems like that could be a huge issue for plot holes, and for someone who plays a game for the story, that might irritate me. But so far, it's pretty decent. It's still pretty early on, so I'm sure there's going to be more game mechanics and things. That's just why I said it's just not a game that immediately grabbed my attention, which it seemed like it tried to. And I was just like, oh, whenever you first come to and he hits the guy in the intro of the game, and you kind of go through the tutorial part, it's just kind of like, it was weird. It almost felt like he told the whole story before playing the game to me, and it was just a little odd.
The way
How
I
does
see it,
episode 1 end?
Episode 1 ends with him, Alan. I mean, obviously, you go through the whole story of, you have the whole like
the nightmare.
Yeah, but the nightmare actually.
Oh, you wake up in the car.
Part of it, yes, but that is all like after the fact. That like from your understanding up to this point, you're chilling with your wife in like the middle of this lake on this island with like a bridge over to it, and then he wakes up in the car. His wife's not around. Then he later, like when he actually gets through the nightmare, gets to the end, is able to call and speak with the police. He then finds out that there's never been an island in that lake, and that there's, or maybe there used to be a long time ago.
It hadn't been there forever.
Yeah, something like that, because there was an old bridge that was like destroyed, and so it's starting us off very much like you don't know if he's just an unreliable narrator and like the story is going to be told through him, but he doesn't really know what's going on because he's not in his right mind, or if there's something else going on. So I'm not exactly sure as of this point what's going on. But basically, he makes it through the nightmare. He gets to a place where he actually can call somebody for help, and then he finds out, wait, I can't actually tell these people because they're just going to think I'm crazy because there's no island, and my wife is missing. So,
did you read the manuscripts at all? Because I was just trying to collect them.
Yet. No, I've been collecting them.
I found a lot of them. I didn't find all of them, though, in Chapter 1 anyway.
Chapter 1, I think I got all but one.
All but one. I think 2. I think I missed 2.
How can you tell how many you got?
Because if you hit F5, it'll tell you episode 1, and then it'll have like question marks going down. Ooh. And as you find them, it names them.
So that's just for like in your current episode. Okay, so I might have missed.
Well, now you can go like if you're in episode 3, you can hit F5, and you can go back and see the other 2 episodes.
Yeah, but you can actually like. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. I don't know if I found all of them so far, but I try. I like go to.
I was looking for them hardcore.
Yeah, and the thermoses, but.
Yeah, I don't know what those are for yet, but
I don't either.
I do.
Just to collect
every time I find them, I collect them. But like,
I'm hoping I'm wrong because it seems like I said, it seems like the story's revealing itself too quickly. So for one, I think. So based on what we've seen in episode 1 so far, what I have deduced, because I am a brilliant detective that everyone knows and swears by.
Yes.
But no, so you find the thermoses, but you primarily find them when you're like in your dream state or whatever that is, because they talk about in the first, I think it's in the tutorial section, where they say that they really reveal that he's basically writing his own story right now. He's noticed that the person chasing him is from one of his books, and
but he hasn't written it yet.
He has.
That's what the manuscripts are.
That's how it gets twisted. Yes.
He makes the statement that he hasn't written it yet, but yet they have the manuscripts for a book that he's already titled, but hasn't written.
You would just feel like there's something more to it. Because if in episode 1, the game just completely tips its hand to you in exactly what it's doing, I wouldn't trust that, personally.
I wouldn't trust it, but at the same time, the easiest way to trick someone is by giving them the simplest solution, and then
making
giving them a more convoluted. I mean, that's literally what almost every Far Cry game does. There is a way, and I think every Far Cry game, that you can end the game in 10 minutes. And it's because they always give you a simple solution. Like in one of them, the big bad like captures you within the first few minutes of the game, right? And he has you in this little dining hall, and you're eating, and he says, "I'm gonna go leave somewhere. I'll be back in about 5 minutes." And that's usually your cue in the game to go off, explore, and play the game. If you actually wait for 5 minutes, he comes back, he takes you to fulfill your objective you're there to do, and the game's over. Roll credits. Happens in every single one of them. Yeah, so I'm hyper aware of that. So I'm thinking that's exactly what they did here. They said, here's exactly how everything's going to play out, but we're going to make it crazy along the way.
I don't really know what you guys are talking about, because to me, I don't understand what's going on story-wise, and I don't know if it's just because I'm dumb or I just don't play story games. But I like it so far.
Because you're not playing story games. I'm not going to call you dumb, Josh. What do you think I was going to do?
I'm sorry.
No, I just look into things differently. You know, I play games more to explore, and you play games more to finish the objective and win.
Well, like we talked about, I've played ahead, and there's some things that happen that, like, I kind of put some pieces together, but there's still so much going on that I don't understand what's going on. Let me read this off. First of all, I'm really excited that we're all playing a game together that none of us have played. The story mode is about 11 hours long. It's broken up into 6 episodes.
That's it?
Yeah.
I'm getting my money back. I'm refunding this on Steam. It's free on PlayStation anyway.
It's broken up into 6 episodes. Our goal is to do 1 episode per podcast episode. The game was released in May of 2010, with the sequel Alan Wake 2 being released last Friday.
Pretty cool.
The opening to the game I thought was beautiful. That boat ride into the town, I thought that was really cool. I thought it was a really good opening for a game that was made in 2010.
Yeah,
I'd agree.
I wasn't expecting that.
I'm really enjoying how it all looks so far, because if you look closely, once again, everything does look like 2010 graphics. However, it's I personally think so far that the environment's very well put together, especially when you're like it's very eerie when you're like going through and trying to navigate through the nightmare, at least with episode 1. And whenever everything starts to get like almost
blurry.
like that and like the wind, like the visible like whatever it is.
It's like you have a bubble around you and everything is like just like flying.
I think it's made to be. I think it does eerie very well while you're trying to like go through that and everything. And I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I see you had some other notes there. I just kind of jumped in.
No, you're good. I just the opening was crazy. I didn't know what to expect with this. I heard Alan Wake 2 is fantastic. It was a long-awaited release, but like the whole beginning of the game, the dude's just driving along, and he's like talking to himself, I think, or listening to the radio. I'm like, yeah, and then all of a sudden he hits a dude. As
you do.
Okay. And then I started to explore, like once the cutscene stops and you get to start to play, start exploring, that tunnel never existed where you just came through.
Pretty hype.
And then like I just started walking everywhere, and like the opening to this game, I was like, you're thrown in. Like you're just thrown in. To be honest, I wasn't sure the horror aspect of it. I thought it was going to be more horror because I texted both of you or Nathan, and because when we were thinking about doing Alan Wake 2, and I said it was a horror detective with some combat. But I was thinking in the process of like you're hunting a bad guy. That's why it's horror. Like, because he's going to do things to you. You're going to like catch on to him. Not like you have nightmare scenarios throughout the story where these creatures just come out of nowhere and start coming at you.
I like
and like you
the
gotta
whispering. The whispering and like the madman, like it honestly personally the game isn't like very scary to me. Like it's not like if I played it at night I wouldn't be like scared, I don't think. But that's just me.
I would.
It's not like the kind that's
me.
fine. Everyone's different. But like there are certain games that I wouldn't want to play alone at night. But this one I don't think would bother me too much. But I still think it's eerie and they do it well. Like I like the just like the because it's almost like it's like the ravings of a madman, which we've seen a little bit more of it than you, Andrew, but like it's like the ravings of a madman, but it's like these shadow creatures that look like people, like they've taken over people or something like that.
And they just come out of nowhere, dude.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Like you think, oh yeah, I just look behind me, I'm safe. And then out of nowhere, you're getting beaten. And I'm like, what the heck? And then that sound. I love the little clips, like when there's a bunch of them that come at you out of nowhere and it does like the cinematic thing. And then I like when you dodge something being thrown at you or an attack, how it does the cinema. I feel so cool when I'm like, ooh, missed me with that axe.
And those are actually really cool, like just being able to dodge that stuff. I had to get really good at it with something we'll talk about for episode 2 with something I texted you about, Josh, that I was very frustrated.
I have that in my notes. Yeah, I laughed.
I know.
I even told my wife about it and she laughed.
Andrew, I can't wait till we can talk about it next week. And something in episode 2, I got so frustrated. I texted Josh. I was like, I just want to cheat. Like, I hate this so much. But I think
he said that. I'm like, Nathan, want to cheat?
I wasn't actually going to, but I was just frustrated. I was raging a little bit. Regardless, I think where was I? So we were just talking about the actually the creatures or whatever coming out of nowhere and them attacking you. Oh, so at the end of episode 1, when you make it to that gas station that actually has power and you're able to call someone, it's like the end. And then you have the cutscene and then it's like, end of episode 1. There's a road that you can walk down. There's not like an invisible barrier. So you walk up out of the woods, you're into the town now, you find this gas station, and like there's a road that's directly perpendicular from the gas station that you could just walk down if you wanted to. I was like, I'm going to do this and see if there's something down here. Because the game's telling me to go over to this building, so I'm not going to. I got ganked immediately by guys that were a lot stronger and faster than they should have been. Guys just popped out of nowhere, and I couldn't do anything. I'm pretty sure that they make it like it's a fake invisible wall where you can't actually beat them, because you're not really supposed to go that way. But I thought it was hilarious.
That's amazing.
I hadn't died up to that point, and I was so happy. And then that.
Oh, gravity's my worst enemy in this game so far. I've died twice by dodging off of cliffs.
Really?
How do you know you can fall off the cliffs? Now I know.
Oh, yeah. Yep, sure can.
That's great. Because I've like gone to look over the cliff, and it does like that thing with radio games do, like your character has like a foot and a half off of the cliff, but you still have like that little piece of your foot on the cliff so he doesn't fall. And I'm like, ooh. And then I was like, well, did the game just save me? Like, am I safe? Or is there like a fake wall like where I'm not going to actually fall? But now I know, like, I actually had some pretty close calls.
Yeah, well, I actually like, for the most part, this game does a good job not just putting a bunch of invisible walls everywhere. Like, there are definitely ways where you can just fall off and die, like lots of ways. They do I think it's done a good job so far of, at least from what I can remember, of just episode 1, which is my problem. I would have just played 1 had I known. The landscape itself is made pretty well.
Should have wrote notes.
You're right.
That's why I keep a notepad open.
I don't know why I'm so bad at keeping notes. I should just do it. But I do think that I like I think what I'm trying to say is, all the levels are formulaic and straight. Like, that's just how it is. You have one point you need to get to. There's some things along the way, some things you fight, some collectibles to pick up, but I think the actual level design is pretty cool, at least of like what it's shown us so far. So yeah,
I love the opening, the beginning and the ending playing out like a detective TV show.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting that. I just think it's so cool.
What do you mean specifically? What did you like the most about it?
I didn't think they were going to do that. I thought it was going to be like, okay, end of episode 1, but then it plays music and it lets you listen to the whole song.
And it also, and then it shows you like it does like the intro every time. It really, this game is like the most television show of a game I've ever played. Personally.
Yeah, and then episode 2 plays out like a sitcom. not episode 2, but like the beginning of the next episode plays out like a sitcom. Like you're watching a detective, like, well, yesterday I found the notes, so tomorrow I decide I'm going to go invest in those notes.
Okay,
and then it like plays a little bit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
No, I do think it's like interesting because they even call them episodes and they have a lot of cutscenes and stuff. And then they do that, like, it's almost like ending credits and stuff. It is cool. It's an interesting way to do. I wonder if Alan Wake 2 kind of follows a similar formula. I've heard really good things about it too, which is cool. I would like to try it one day.
Stucky was super fast.
Oh, that's the thing. He was like the boss. Do you remember the guy at the end, Stucky, the guy you had to actually fight at the very end?
The guy you were supposed to get the keys from?
Meet in the first place.
Yeah.
And then you find out he was like taken over by those things or whatever.
That lady spying in the hallway staring at the bathrooms freaked me out.
Yes, that was weird.
That's what I mean. Like, I feel like this game's showing its hand and it's being sometimes too campy. Like, yes, this is completely normal. I'm in this well-lit diner and there's a dark hallway where some guy's in a who just decides they're too impatient to wait for someone to get out of the bathroom and be like, excuse me, sir, I'm here for the keys. I know you're pooping, but can you just hand them out? Like, what?
I thought the same thing because, like, there's a couple doors through the hallway. And then, like, if you walk into the door, you'll hear that like it's locked or whatever. He's turning the handle. And then the cutscene goes to, like, he's knocking on the door. I'm like, bro, the man's in the bathroom. You're at a diner. Go sit down or something.
The woman who approaches him and gives him stuff. I'm like, this is clearly not what you're supposed to do. This isn't even like horror game stupid. This is just, you're dumb. Someone just comes to you in clearly funeral clothes and is like, he's not going to be here. Take this. Here's some keys and some directions to a place that's not even the same name that you signed up for. Like, how dumb can you get? This game's irritating sometimes. Like, it's fun, but I'm like, dude, massive oversights, man. Massive oversights.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't sign up for it. She did. He just was supposed to go get the keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently his wife is half a meatball because she didn't put 2 and 2 together until they got there. Hey, this is a different name and a different place.
Well, I think
Andrew,
she is half
I do have to say, Andrew, if it does turn out that this whole story is just him, like it's like his story that he wrote, that's the thing. The writers of the game can't get blamed. You blame Alan Wake. If the story was like
blame him at Alan's Wake, that's for sure.
All right. So yeah, no, it's cool so far. I think it's interesting. I mean, it was definitely worth like, well, how much did we get it for? Like $4 or something? Or was that home?
Yeah, because it went on sale.
Yeah, it was cheap as heck. Yeah,
it was. You are aware of why I think he's like writing this whole game himself, right? That's not like something that blew past. I don't know if I explained that or not.
I think
I probably have no idea.
I think it goes even more into it in like episode 2. So yes.
Yeah, because at the very end of episode 1, before you go call somebody, if you watch the whole segment on the little television that pops up right before you go in there, it literally shows him writing his own story and he's freaking out because,
Yeah, but they do that a lot.
Yeah. Don't say more. Don't say too much more.
Yeah. So,
that
but
continues.
Like, there's so much to that I'm not putting the stuff together. Like, yeah, he took keys from a random woman, but like, I thought, like, well, where did Stucky come out of? Like, how did... Yeah, he shouldn't have taken that stuff from her. But the woman spying down the hallway knew she was there, but yet, out of nowhere, Stucky was fine. And then, like, what part of these nightmares are happening and what isn't happening?
I think that's why... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, because you had the nightmare where you came through a tunnel, you hit a dude, and then the tunnel closes off. But then you wake up and you're actually in the car with your wife and this beautiful scenery coming to this, like, out of nowhere town. And then you're living in a real world. Everything's cool where you get the keys and you go to this lake, you get this cabin, and then boom, you're back to the nightmare. And you wake up and your car's dangling off a cliff. Like, I can't tell what is real and what isn't. Like, if something's being imagined and what's not. But I do know that the TVs play in the nightmare and not any other time that I've noticed. So, like, I'm having a hard time building a story ahead of what I'm being shown because, like, I just don't understand everything that's going on.
Indeed.
Were you going to say something?
No, it's fine. I was listening to you.
Yeah. Any other notes? Was that the...
Well, because, like, the TVs, too, like... In the nightmare, he's watching the TV being forced to write a story to save his wife. Like, okay. Was he kidnapped in real life? And I don't know. I don't understand anything that's going on.
I don't know if we have enough to go on yet. It's very...
And I'm hoping by the time I beat the game, like, it's at least... I'm kind of worried that at the end of the game, I'm going to be like, I still don't understand.
I'm sure you won't. I'm sure it'll spell it out by the end.
I hope. Because if Alan Wake was so good, and the character I saw, the main character, you're playing a woman. So, and I think she's a detective or something. So there has to be some kind of, like, closure
so there's Alan Wake and there's Alana Wake. I see.
Got
him.
But another note I have, I'll read what I wrote down. Picked up my third flare gun. I wasn't sure how they worked, what they really did.
Hold up.
And
is flare gun in episode 1?
Yeah.
Oh.
And my problem is when you pick up a new gun, that's automatically what you're carrying. So whatever you were using gets holstered, and whatever you picked up is now, like, the gun you're gonna shoot.
So?
So, like, if you have a pistol and you pick up a flare gun, he puts the pistol away. Well, no, because, like, when I think pick up, he's like, all right, pick up, put it in my bag. I'm gonna still use the pistol. But here, I'm using a pistol. Oh, flare gun, let me put the pistol away, take the flare gun. And so I keep forgetting that. So I thought I had the pistol, and I was being attacked by a bunch of creatures at once, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to use the pistol and start shooting at them, and I shot a flare gun. Not knowing how it worked, what to do, I shot it at one thinking it was a pistol. And I didn't realize it was the flare gun, and it blew all of them up. And I got an achievement for it. For killing a bunch of them at once.
That's pretty cool.
That's weird. That happened. I'll say that they explained that in the tutorial part, though.
What do you mean?
Like, you walk, there's a specific point where it's like, open this. It's like, it's in a light, and it's like, open this box, and then it's got a flare gun, and then, like, 4 enemies spawn in front of you. It's like, shoot the flare gun. So I shot the flare gun, and that's what happened.
I didn't really shoot the stuff. I stuck with the pistol because I knew, like, I could have shot them pretty easy with the pistol. And then, so, like, flares just light, and that keeps them away. It doesn't really kill them. But the flare gun is like, or grenade launcher at them. So when I did go to use it, and I used it by accident, I ended up killing everything that was around me, and I got an achievement for it.
That's pretty cool. Are we moving right into our fantasy draft here?
Fantasy draft!
All right, so our fantasy draft this week. Are you ready for this?
Nope.
You have to break into a bank. It's just you. I mean, sure, tools, whatever, but no other people. You get one animal companion. What would be the best animal to take with you to break into a bank, and why? How could it assist you?
Okay. Interesting. Who starts? How we doing this?
I'm not sure. I don't know which order it is this week.
Oh crap! I forgot. We had some silence there.
God, always hit the crickets. Always hit the crickets. Can't have any silence. No dead air.
Is the animal companion have to be a real, everyday animal?
Literally any animal.
Get a T-Rex,
but if you get a T-Rex, you
down.
can't get a T-Rex because they're not around. We need something that actually exists in our world. However, if you get like an elephant, that's not gonna. You're like just gonna get caught. No. Actual animal companions, not like, not mythical beasts.
All right. An actual. All right. Here's another question. Do you control them?
I mean, they're like tamed. Like you don't. We have to suspend some reality in here so that you can use any animal, and they're like tamed. You've trained them to break in and use whatever, like assist you in whatever way you need.
I'm thinking along the lines of limited intellect. They can take basic commands and fulfill them, type of thing.
Yeah, because like there are some animals in real life you can't really tame and train very well. But imagine for this scenario, you could.
You can tame me, Daddy.
And that was it for this podcast. We're done. We're not doing any more episodes ever. This is it. Goodbye.
Meow.
What is happening? All right, so we need to figure out the order.
Me, Andrew, Nathan, Andrew.
Sure,
me.
there we go.
Sounds
Josh.
Good. Go ahead, Josh. He really wants first pick.
You're breaking into this bank. Who are you taking with you? All right. It's hard going first, man. I get it.
I'm just trying to think of like, because the whole animal commands thing is the issue. And I'm breaking into banks, so you got to figure out like what are the tasks that you would need an animal to do, and how could they possibly assist? My first. What is a cat?
It's like a cat burglar.
Four-legged feline creature. Yes.
I feel like if you could get the cat to listen to commands, you could like use the cat to threaten people. So like instead of hitting that silent alarm, the cat just runs over, jumps up, and is like, meow. And like now they're not going to hit the silent alarm.
What kind of cat are you talking
about?
You
have a lovely brain. A lovely brain.
Are you talking like tiny little tabby house cat, like meow, or like what are we?
I was thinking like that, but then when you asked me what kind of cat, I forgot that there was more than just the regular house cat. So like, maybe a mountain lion.
There you go.
I forgot that any cat existed except for a house cat.
All right, that's my first pick, mountain lion.
Nice.
Why? I want to know how the mountain lion's going to help you. What you just said, like it's going to scare them?
Yeah, well, it's going to scare them. So, like, instead of having to threaten people with a gun, you can threaten people with a mountain lion.
Okay. I also have to say, like, break into a bank. Like, obviously, this means like the vault. Like, if you're trying to get as much money as possible, like, just clean them out. Obviously, you could do stealth. You could do what Josh said and just send a cat in to scare them away so they won't call the police.
What I would do is I would make the mountain lion look like a service pet. And then when I would get in there, it'd be like, oh, that's a big kitty.
I hate to tell you, but you're getting caught before you get in there. You can't throw a service animal vest on a freaking mountain lion and expect people to just live along with it.
Listen, No, because they have a service alligator. So if an alligator can get away with it, why can't the mountain lion?
A service alligator?
Let me know
Look it up. It's a news article.
Alligator, a service lion, gets into a bank.
Only in Florida.
So, but theoretically, it would be trained. It'd be a good kitty. And then I would say, good kitty, protect. And then it would just run around, disarm everybody, scare people, prevent them from hitting the silent alarm while I do my thing and I open the safe. And then I'll use its vest because it has pockets, and I'll just start shoving cash in the pockets.
What about the armed guards?
Listen, you think an armed guard's going to shoot at a mountain lion?
Yes.
There's no chance. Armed guards aren't trained to shoot a cat. They're going to be like...
Shoot for center of mass, and it's like, that's way too small!
Yep.
It's like trained on a human, so it doesn't know how to shoot the cat. That actually makes a lot of logical sense. Andrew.
So it depends on what time of day that I'm robbing this bank. I would imagine I would do it at night personally.
You would
I wouldn't
think.
want to do it when there's a bunch of people there, so maybe I'd have to worry about the security, but not like anyone else. My first pick is going to have to be an orangutan. Now, hear me out. They are extremely agile for their size. They're just extremely agile. Period.
Some big boys.
They are awkwardly strong.
Yeah.
Huge, like they can take gunfire if need to. They have been shown to be able to take shots from like, I don't want to say a 50 cal because that's too much, but like they can take some high caliber rounds to the chest. And it's also a very intelligent animal. So while I can give it a task and be like, hey, protect me, whether it's, hey, protect me, they're also smart enough to be like, hey, it's time for me to get out of dodge, or I need to ad lib on the fly, because these are very intelligent creatures we're talking about. It's also one of the only creatures with opposable thumbs, and it can understand how firing a gun works. So what happens when that orangutan gets that gun? It's popping caps time, bro.
Yes, it is.
And I think it's a decent all around, very strong, very smart, very agile animal. If nothing else, if I'm robbing a bank at night and there's some security guards, I'm gonna just be like, orangutan, go orangutan inside. And they're gonna be like, do we call animal control? Do we shoot it? And by the time they finish that question, the vault's empty.
Don't you hate when the orangutan just came up and said, it's orangutan time, and he went orangutan all over those guards? I hated that.
Skippy.
So you're robbing the bank with an orangutan from the perspective of it's closed, so you don't need to worry about getting an orangutan in there.
Exactly.
So why wouldn't an elephant be feasible?
Too big, it won't fit in the doors.
I said it wasn't. Though. Oh, well, that's Nathan's opinion.
Do you think a little entrance is going to stop an elephant just running through?
Okay, but if you're breaking in at night,
let me hear your pitch.
Okay, it just sounds like you guys are just going to brute force think that you could just like physically like assault a bank and make as much noise as possible and be quick enough and you'll just get away and it's all fine. Aren't you? Don't you want to?
When cops show up and they see. However, hey Siri, how much does a full-grown elephant weigh?
Adult elephants weigh 3.37.7 tons, ranging from female Asian elephant.
So when the cops come in and see a semi-truck inside of the bank, are they going to worry about the fact that someone's taking money, or that there's an elephant inside of their bank and they've never seen that before?
Okay, they're going to be like, oh, wow, that's wacky, and then they're going to shoot it and then find you.
You think they're going to shoot an elephant that quick, but Andrew's orangutan is going to go all bulletproof?
No, I don't agree with his orangutan either, unless there's some stealth involved. If you're going stealthy, sure, that's fine. I can get that. I've like listened to a whole bunch of like pen testing things, like a podcast that deals with a lot of like penetration testings and everything. Yeah,
it's nuts.
Yeah, they're crazy stuff like that. But doing it at night, you'd have to. How are you going to break in with the orangutan? Like, how are you getting in the first place? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, I left my wallet inside.
Because Josh just wants to either bring a mountain lion in full daylight or take an elephant and physically just destroy the building.
Let's be real. If I'm breaking into a bank, I've already cased it for weeks, so it goes by specific locale. If there's like maybe a second story access window or something I can climb up to, there's all sorts of things. I'm gonna have cased this for a while.
Just saying, this orangutan,
like, you know what?
He'll help you climb.
Yeah, he will. He go straight up himself. I'll be like, all right, you take the top, bro. I'm gonna take the bottom. Let me take the heat.
And then the orangutan gets off with the money. Oh, this is smart, actually. And you're in jail.
Or dead.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so I am going to take a spitting...
So the orangutan took you as a pet.
He did. He did.
I'm breaking into this bank with a spitting cobra. So I'm going to bring up the spitting cobra. If you're not aware of what that is, they spit venom. They spit
I have a question
venom.
Real quick.
All right, what's up?
Spitting cobra as in like it's an attacking cobra, or like you have a teacher who has a lisp and when they talk they spit on the class?
Sounds like Josh has a very specific story that we'll bring up another time. The latter, yeah, I'm actually bringing my teachers. So basically, they're gonna slither right on up to like an exit door or whatever, where an employee door, something like that at night, side door, something like that, something away from the main entrance with the guards. And near the end of the night, when the employees are leaving, one, it's going to at the camera up in the corner, and so the camera has venom on it, and it can't see what's going on. Then the last person's going to leave, and it's going to slither right up in the little dark corner there by the door. They're going to walk out. They're not going to see it, just curled up down there, and it's going to wedge itself in the door. And they think the door's shut behind them. And so I'm going to walk right up, open that door. No camera can see me. Snake's holding it for me. I get right in there. Obviously do what I have to do inside the building. Like you said, we've been casing this joint for a few weeks now, so we have an idea about what's going on. Whatever I need to do for a normal penetration test, but I'm gonna get up to that vault. I'm gonna wrap the snake all around the spokes of that vault wheel, and I'm gonna do what I can to turn it. I think he's gonna do well. I think he's gonna do a good job.
You're wrapping the snake around the vault to open it?
No one ever said the snake had to get out alive.
You're right.
Nathan, what's your second choice?
Raccoon, because he's little and he's opposable thumbs, and he already got the mask, so no one knows what he is.
He does already have the mask.
Yeah.
I cannot doubt that.
It's a raccoon. Yeah, he's gonna be the perfect little burglar.
Andrew?
I'm gonna have to take another pick from the same kind of animal kingdom. I'm gonna go with a straight up gorilla. Worst comes to worst, there's a good chance that gorilla might be able to open that safe door if I can.
You're just a big ape.
Definitely a better choice than I have. But yeah, gorilla sounds nice.
That's fair. That's strong as heck. That's like one of the strongest animals out there.
How about you, elephant? What are you picking?
Well,
was elephant your actual second choice?
No, my second choice is going to be a dolphin for a getaway in the sewers. But I think I'm going to take a chicken as my second choice.
Okay, so
how is this a dwarf dolphin that's magically strong enough to take you through the sewers? Like,
Josh, I really love your
that
brain.
Much water.
I couldn't have come up with that. That was fantastic. What's the chicken going to do for you though, instead of the dolphin?
I'm going to open the door to the bank. I'm going to let the chicken run in there with the bomb strapped to its vest. It's going to run in there, open the door. I'm going to get my money, and I'm going to leave.
Let's not forget, this one also has a vest, so Josh has two service animals. One being a chicken, and one being a mountain lion.
No. It's not a service vest for the chicken. It's a bomb vest.
little bit of different. Hey, when the clock ticks down on the timer, is it clucking? Is it cluck each time?
Beep beep beep, clock.
I like the thought that at 1 it does like a big bacock and then it explodes. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, you're just actually sending in a suicidal chicken to take as many lives as you can before you steal their money.
Casing the bank out, I'm gonna study. See what kind of power I need. I'm not going to worry about getting the vault door. It's going to be open.
Okay. Because you said so.
And nobody's going to think about me because they're going to be like, that chicken just came in here and blew up.
They're all worried about this exploding chicken and not who sent it in there.
Or what was the chicken.
Not who strapped the bomb to the chicken.
In a world of superpowers, I would have a radioactive chicken where its eggs were little miniature bombs, and I would carry it under my arm, and every time you squeezed it like a bagpipe, like, it would shoot grenades out, but they're eggs, and then I would just start destroying.
Why do you want to bring a bunch of bombs?
Andrew's going in brute force. Andrew wants a gorilla that's going to shoot people. Why just not?
No, that was a backup plan.
Yeah, that's a backup plan, man.
The orangutan was going to shoot. My bad.
Backup plan, man. The orangutan is like...
You said orangutan got thumbs. Get.
Yeah, if it comes down to it, it's got thumbs, man.
Fair. That's fair. Good stuff. That was a fun one. thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen.
See if
We
I
had
can
a
top that
lovely
tomato soup next week. I love you, boys. Good night.
we had a lovely week, and I hope that your week is lovely. And if you decide
have a lovely
to
week,
we had a lovely week.
We
had a lovely week, and we had a lovely week.
Sounds like weekend.
I'm gonna slap you. And if you do decide to follow along with our game by playing it yourself, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think so far. That's always chill. If you leave spoilers in the comments, I will delete them, and I will report your channel.
Delete you.
And I will delete you. And I think that about wraps up the episode. A little bit of a shorter one this time, but that's all right. We've had some longer ones for a little while. So everyone good? Anything else? You got all the stuff out of your system this week?
Yeah.
He's talking to you.
He's talking to you.
I really kind of am. I really kind of am talking to Josh. Andrew, next time, don't eat juicy chicken.
Eat chicken. With my chicken, it would be done. You don't have to worry about still being juicy.
Yeah. Oh, somebody'd be done. It wouldn't be the chicken.
Cook your chicken fully before you eat it.
It wasn't him.
Radioactive chicken.
It's all back around to the chicken, huh? All right, well, like the video if you liked it, subscribe because we'd like to have you here in the future. Thanks for watching or listening. If you're listening on a podcasting platform, we love you. We don't know you, but we love you.
The secret word is sugar.
Also, rate us on podcasting platforms. Give us 5 stars or as many stars as you feel we are worth. But 5 stars is always nice.
Didn't we
but I'm
put
not
that
your
in
father.
The beginning and not the end?
Goodbye.
Can you just cut
5
this
stars.
place and then slide it down?
No. We can always have a little thing at the beginning where we say something like that, but no.
All right, quiet pause. If you would be so kind to give us a like, a share, a follow, a comment, or a 5-star rating, we would love you, and you would help us out so much. Thank you for being a loyal listener.
This episode
need you on the show.
Brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. For
this
Josh.
Episode brought to you by diarrhea medicine. When things get going, keep it from running.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by Dollar Shave Club, but I figured I'd throw them out there anyway because Josh needs it.
Or diarrhea medicine.
Is the company called Diarrhea Medicine? We got to figure out how to actually end these podcasts. We just kind of keep talking and don't.
I couldn't think of what diarrhea medicine was called, so I just called it.
But it's kind of funny, so I just go with it. Pepto-Bismol. Does that help that?
It does.
Huh.
When you're feeling kind of running.
That's pretty cool.
When you're sliding in the first and you hear something burst, diarrhea.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.